Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be doing another LeetCode problem, and it's called longest common prefix. Now, this is an easy problem, so I'm looking forward to solving it with you guys. The instructions say that we have to write a function to find the longest common prefix string amongst an array of strings. So here, for example, we have a list of strings: flower, flow, and flight. And here, the longest common prefix is FL. So we have an FL in flower, an FL in flow, and an FL in flight. So it's like it's common. That string is common in all of them. That's why it's called the longest common prefix. Now our approach to solving this is gonna be, we're first gonna take the shortest string, flow in this example, in this case, and we're going to be what we're going to be doing is we're going to be checking each letter with all the other strings. So first we're going to check if F it's a common prefix. Then we're going to be checking if FL is a common prefix. Then we're going to be checking if FLO is a common prefix. But FLO is not a common prefix. Although FLO is common in flow and flower, it's not common in flight. Which is why we have to go back, and we know that FL is now the longest common prefix. It's like that, this FL is a string that's still common within all of the other strings. So, the code is basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort. What we're gonna do is we have to take the shortest string, right? Which is in this case is flow. The reason we're taking the shortest is because, well, we want to reduce like memory and runtime and everything. So we want to make sure that we have to do as much, as little. We have to do as little like prefix matching as we need to, because like let's say flight wasn't in this list, it was just flower and flow, then the longest common prefix would be flow, and you can't really go beyond that because flow itself, it's the word, but it's also the prefix. So that's why we're going to choose the shortest one so that we don't have to do much iteration or conditioning. Now we're going to declare a variable index, and index, it's gonna be like the letter, like it's gonna be like the position that we're gonna be matching. So the zeroth, it starts with the zeroth index. So there's gonna be F. F is common in flower, flight, and flow. And then once we see that it's common, we are going to increase the index by 1, and now the index is gonna be 1. So now we're gonna look at the first index. So it's gonna be FL, FL, and FL. We can see that FL is also a common prefix. So on and so forth. Okay, the whole thing is gonna be running under a while loop, and inside that it's gonna be a for loop. So for string in strings, so here we're gonna cycle through strings, and basically we have the main string over here, which is flow, and we're gonna be matching the prefix of main string with every other string. So for example here, after sorting the list, this is what our list is going to look like. It's going to be flow, flight, and flower, sorted by the length, of course. And here, flow is obviously the main string. And now we're going to be matching, we're going to be equating the for the zeroth index of flow with the zeroth index of flight and flower. So since the zeroth index of flow is F, and F is also the zeroth index of flight and flower, then now that we know that the zeroth index of main or whatever index of main string is the same as that index of every other string, once we can confirm that that letter is in that position in every single string, then we can pass. We just do nothing. But if that condition isn't met, then we're gonna break the loop. So let's say we're doing FLO. Let's say index here is 2. Like, you know, we've gone through F, we've gone through FL. But now that we're at FLO, we're gonna see if FLO here, since flow is our main string and our index here is 2, so this is basically just gonna be here it's gonna be flow, and then it's gonna be flow's second index, right? And so that is gonna be here we have to. So we've seen that F and L are common in all of them. Now we have to see if O is common in each string at this second index. But it's not, because although O is common in flow and flower, at the second index in flight, it's actually an I, right? See the third letter here, it's an I. It's not an O. So since flow's second index is not equal to flight's second index, we're actually going to break both the loops. So we're going to be breaking the for loop, and then we're also going to be breaking the bigger while loop. The reason I'm putting like running equals to false is because while loop is running on this condition, this variable running, and if we have nested loops like this, a while loop here and for loop here, if you can't really break the outer loop from the inner loop. That's why I'm gonna like indirectly do it through a variable. But if that's confusing, all you need to know is that we're gonna be breaking both the loops. We're gonna be breaking the entire thing, because at this point we know that we've gone too far and that our longest common prefix is actually FL. Now, but let's say to keep this thing running, we actually have to keep increasing the index. We need to know what's increasing the index. And here on line 17, we have this we have the code index plus equals to 1. And so you might be wondering, why is there an else correlating with a for loop? Aren't else statements only used for if statements, but that's actually wrong, because for loops can also have else statements. An else statement correlated to a for loop, it's basically just saying if the for loop runs naturally, if it runs smoothly, if nothing wrong happens. Essentially, if the for loop isn't broken, right? If you don't break the for loop prematurely, and if it naturally goes through its entire course, then we're gonna increase the index by 1. So for example, if the index right now is 0 and we're checking if F is common in all of them, now that we know that F is a common prefix in every single word, we are going to increase the index by 1, because the for loop has run smoothly, it hasn't broken. We know that F is common in every single string. Now we can finally increase the index by 1, and now index is going to be equal to 1. Now we're going to check if there's a FL, and so on and so forth. Now here at the end, we're going to be slicing the main string. So here, if you don't know what slicing is, we're basically taking flow and we're slicing it so that we just have the part that we want. So index here is going to be 2 in this example, because we're going to have reached the second index, which we're trying to match, which is O, the second index, right? And we are going to be slicing it from the 0th index to the second index. So that's going to just be FL. Because although the third index is O, it's not going to be included, because just like range in for loop, right, where you have the beginning, the starting value is counted, but the ending value is not. So we're not actually slicing with FLO, because the longest common prefix is not FLO, it's actually FL, right? So it's going to slice all the way up to the O, but it's only going to return FL, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was the code. I hope you enjoyed the problem. I hope you learned something about Python, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.